I'm your host, Mr.A. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Your time and support is appreciated. As you can see, we're a small network, we're a small show right here, so your time is appreciated. A little late to discuss it, but we're not going to quite just talk the fight recap. We'll talk where Conor should go from here. You know, he's talking about give him Josh Kelly at the end of 2021. It's a good fight, him and Josh Kelly. It's definitely a nice domestic fight. It's definitely should bring him some good money for the both of them, especially if there's going to be crowds. Well, it just now you guys got 1,000 or 2,000 depending on the arena, so that should be a good fight in that circumstances. But before we go to where Conor Ben should go or could go, or what we think right here on the WRT Boxing Show, we suggest he should go. Because you know that's what we do, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. As for the performance of him and Formella, I saw what I wanted to see, and I saw what I thought I was going to see. Conor Ben, I wanted to see him work behind a jab. So he kind of got a good jab going, but at the end it was what it was. Formella Purdue, for as you can almost say, probably one of the better damn chins in the welterweight division we've seen recently, right? Can you think of someone with a better chin than Formella, man? Considering who's been cracking the shit out of him. He just didn't have the power to hurt Conor Ben, and that is where a big question is down. Because when I get it, everyone's going to say, Mr.A, he only has like 20, 22 amateur fights. But I don't want to hear it. He's a fucking professional now. He's got a belt, and he's in the top 15 of the WBA. And he wants Josh Kelly, and Josh Kelly is number 15 by the WBC, 14 by the IBF. So he's ranked and he's there now. He said himself, his apprenticeship is over. So there's no more talk of 20 amateur fights. It's just no more. Now as far as as far as Formella, that's 2 times now. Every time we've seen Conor Ben in with someone who could pretty good crack, he doesn't look. I get it, power is power, but he doesn't look well. He finds a way to win, which is good. He shows grit. He shows grit. He shows adjustments. So even at an early stage, you can see he has that. He takes his decent shot. Like I said, his grit is good at this stage, but against the Pinyard twice, you know, second one was a better outing, but you know, there's moments of when someone wants to fight him, it's not looking very comfortable for Ben. And then we saw in Kovalev, I think that's his name, the Sweden, how open he is if you put pressure on him and if you get power. Now, imagine if the Sweden was boxing a little bit with that pressure. You know, like if you back Conor up, he's very open. But then again, like I said, he showed great adjustments in each of those fights I'm picking flaws at, and he overcame. So it's like I said, I bring it up because since those fights, he's fought 2 soft punchers, you know, Jamoy, Formella, and it lets you know, like I said, he's in a tough spot. He's in a tough spot because he's ranked and he has that continental belt by the WBA. And we're going to talk about, that's basically, it's going to be a very, he has to follow within that game plan of the continental belt where he can go next. But like I said, because of that soft touches, it's the matchmaking to let you know, like, okay, we need to work on something, but you don't want to get him too adapted to the soft touches that when he goes to fight someone who can crack again, he looks like shit, and it's like a confidence rocker. So going off that information, soft touches you can throw him at, and again he has the Continental WBA, which means anywhere he could fight anyone on the continent of Europe. That's what the Continental belt means. For you guys who just say, why is this a shit belt? Again, he wasn't ranked at all. And how do you get to the top? You get, as you guys call it, or a lot of people call it, a shit belt. He beat I think his name's Pinyard too. He won the rematch, or the second fight. That was for the WBA Continental belt. Before that belt, he wasn't ranked. He got into the... Actually, he was... I don't know. He wasn't ranked. He got into the rankings with that belt. It's a small little trinket belt. Basically, it lets him be the WBA. Hey, you could be the best of Europe. For us, you're the best of Europe. That's what that belt means. So now everyone in Europe has to, if they want to get the fuck off Europe and be better champions, try and challenge fucking one of the champions. Try and challenge, who the fuck is the WBA champion? Manny Pacquiao. They need to get off Europe, unless Manny Pacquiao just gives him a voluntary fight. But again, just an example. So in order for you to get off Europe, you need to get the Continental to fight the Intercontinental, which the Intercontinental flies you to another country. But right now, Conor Ben cannot leave Europe as a champion. He cannot leave it. That's the Continental belt. So following those rules, domestic fights, like I said, he wants to end with Josh Kelly. Like I said, Josh Kelly has no belt, but he has money in a domestic fight, and he has rankings in the WBC and the IBF. So it's that's what he gets from fighting Josh Kelly. More rankings for other paths and money. Now, following the WBA Continental, there's really not far he can go. You got number 12 with the WBA Ukraine. I'm not quite sure if that might be more of the Russia area. Is that like the Asia, Russia? So I don't think that's in the... he might be able to. My Europe's all fucked up. But he could definitely fight he could fight the France, Senior from France, Sandy Moussois. And again, he fits the soft puncher. Sandy's 34. He's a mover. He's a little crafty. He has some other trinket belts, but he's highly ranked. Well, not highly. He's in the top 15. The only place he's at. But like I said, he fits the soft puncher that they want to keep matching him against. He's in France, Continental rules, and he won't pose a power threat to Conor Ben. He might outbox the shit out of him, but he won't hurt him. He shouldn't, unless he just catches him on the chin. And then you have the domestic fights, but you just don't want to fight any domestic person. You at least want to fight them for a purpose. Again, he's fighting Josh Kelly for high name money and a ranking in the WBC and the IBF. We haven't mentioned the WBO. And that's, well, if the highest, but I don't think Eddie Hearn would do this, but I'm pretty sure Ben might take it. He can steal the fight from Josh Kelly and fight David Anavesian all the way up for number 6 in the WBA spot. That's probably the highest continental fight he can get. It's Jesse Vargas, Abu Ramos, Alberto Palmenta from Argentina. But like I said, even though Vargas is on the zone, they might be able to work it out just for money, but Continental, you can't rules, technically he can't fight in the USA for that belt. You know, Jesse could go over there and steal it. But I don't know. We'll see. The boxing makes their own rules up anyway, fucking way. Now, again, David Anavesian is probably the highest he can go continental-wise. But if you look over on the WBO, we can finally mention the bottom of the list, number 14 and 15, are Brits themselves. Domestic fights, and it gets some rankings in the WBO. And that is Chris Congo and Lewis Crocker. Congo is not the game plan they've been following of light punchers. Crocker is a lighter puncher than Congo. And he gets you in the rankings. Is 14 really better than 15? And then you got Michael Kinson. I think that guy. I think that's Michael Kinson. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about number 8. I think I might be the guy I'm talking about. There's a Michael something over in Britain. I don't know if it's Kinson or Keenson. It might be this guy. I'm not sure, so I won't mention him as much. But 14 and 15. I go with Crocker if I'm a team bin as a less threat puncher wise. That hasn't had Conor Benn looking his best. Because right now, we can say Conor Benn is not really ready for. I don't see Conor Benn ready for the top WBA. And if you look at it, Jamal James, Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is tied up, still trying to get that Pacquiao fight. Gabriel Matrice, I don't know what he's doing. He's just out there getting fights. Razhab, he's supposed to be getting that fight with Ugas. You know, that was the whole rule. Ugas fights Ramos for the belt because the fucking homeboy popped dirty for the fight that him and Razhab had. And for some reason, Razhab didn't fight Ugas for it, but he was told he'd get the win of Ramos and Ugas. So he should be tied up with that. Rashidi Ellis, he's always looking for a fight. I don't think he will want to fight. I don't think the fight he's looking for is Conor Benn. You know, it really does nothing for him in the States. If he's trying to get a name in the UK, yeah, it'd be a great. But then again, like I said, you got number 6, David Anavesian. Great fight for him. Great fight. Number 7, Jesse Vargas. Again, great fight, good name. Big profile builder. But, you know, it's the States. What does that do for Jesse Vargas? Unless you're going to do a nice paycheck. Abu Ramos. That's a great fight for Conor Benn. Abu Ramos. Great fight for Conor Benn. If Eddie Hearn could pull off any American fight for Conor Benn, get him Abu Ramos. That's the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. We'll see what's next for Conor Benn before he lands that Josh Kelly fight.